All right. Jeez. It's cold. All right, almost done. Got my blinkies on. Okay, it's really cold today. Holy moly. Whew. Okay, it's cold. It's like freezing. My room gets really cold in the winter, and I literally slept in today. When it gets cold, I love sleeping in. And I did not mean to sleep in. I think I snoozed my alarm because I was freezing. Oh my gosh. Good morning, guys. Sorry, it's 9:30. I literally woke up so late today. It's not normal for me, but it's very, very cold out. And I don't know, it's like just so free. It's gotta be like 58 degrees in my room right now. It's so cold, and I think I just snoozed in and kept myself warm. So sorry about that. I was a little bit late, but what's up, guys? Good morning. All right. So I'm doing a live just like I normally do. I'm going to do one tomorrow on Thanksgiving at the same time, and then I'm not going to do one on Friday. So just be mindful of that, but I will be back Monday through Friday next week, and that's all good. So you guys, welcome to my live. How can I help you today? I'm a life coach. I've been doing this for 3 years. Whatever you need, let me know. If what I say makes sense to you, you want some help today, you can always join my free community where I have some free courses. I do workshops each week. It's just a really amazing growing community of people who want to get access to life coaching for free and see what it's all about and start learning. So what's up? How can I grow my self-love? Thanks for the question, Melly. So self-love is an internal issue, okay? So one sec. Drinking some warm coffee. People don't like that I hold a mug with two hands. Self-love really comes down to what you believe about yourself. It really is that simple. Love is an emotion we experience because thoughts that feel good, right? So if I think a lot of thoughts about myself that feel good, I'll experience love. It really is that simple in its principle. But self-love is a practice. The reason why so many people don't love themselves is because they practice negative thought patterns their whole life. And they're for various reasons, right? Their parents don't love themselves very much. They have experienced things and taken them to mean that they're not good enough, a whole lot of reasons. But self-love is a practice of intentionally learning how to get rid of the thoughts that don't serve you and intentionally think ones that do. It's just a practice, I think is the best way of saying it. If you want to learn how to do that practice, come to my community. I'd love to have you. I'll teach you something called the self-coaching model, totally for free, and it's going to show you how to manage your thoughts about yourself. It really will. That's the whole point of what I do as a coach. I can't stop overeating. Eating sugar. Yes, you can. You aren't, right? I think it's helpful to understand the reasons why we're doing the things we're doing, okay? And I actually have a course coming out literally today. I'm going to release it after I finish this live. I'm going to go finish editing it, and I'm going to put it on my community, but it's in my community for free. But the course is called How Your Brain Works. And you have to understand that, your brain is always going to want to search for dopamine, okay? It's designed to. It's just designed to. It's designed to search for dopamine and avoid discomfort. Not a problem, right? That's a beautiful system. It keeps us alive. It literally is, that system exists for survival. Now, the problem in modern society is that we've taken substances and concentrated them down. Okay, things like sugar, flour, nicotine, alcohol, etc. Right? So they're more potent than our brain is used to having. So although it's more difficult not to eat those things, it's completely possible. But you have to understand that your thoughts create your emotions and drive your actions, okay? So although you have a brain that really loves sugar, you can actually think and feel and act in a way that overrides that system that was going to want to keep you just reaching for sugar all the time, okay? If you want to learn more about that, I have a course in my community. It's called The Foundation, and I'm putting the second part of that course out today. The community is free, the course is free, and it's going to teach you how your brain works and how to actually override and manage the things you're doing so you can stop doing the things you don't want to be doing anymore, eating sugar, and start taking action on the things you do, finding purpose, going after direction, creating a business, those kinds of things, okay? I'd love to have you join my community. There's no reason not to. Really, it's free. Yes, if you need all these categories, join my community. Seriously, I'd love to have you. Okay. I see, intentional change in your thinking. Yes, exactly, and it's a practice. Learning how to master your thoughts, I should say, not master, but learning how to manage your thoughts is a practice we do. And the reason why that's so important is because your thoughts create your reality. So if I have a bunch of horrible thoughts about myself, I'm going to have a horrible reality. And if I can learn how to have better thoughts about myself, my life, what's possible for me, my goals, I'll create a better reality for myself just because I have different beliefs. It really does work like that. Okay, one second, I want to see. Madeline, I just put my 2 weeks in for my first and only ever job, and it feels like a breakup. That's fine. I don't think it's an issue. There's this whole idea in the spiritual world, and it's also a psychological truism. It's the part of you that has to die in order to regrow. If you look at how forest fires happen, forest fires are very good for the forest because you have to burn the old to make ground for the new, fertile ground for the new. it doesn't make the burning of the old not painful. Actually, the pain's a good thing, right? It's the part of you that no longer serves you, you're letting go of. You know, just like Harry Potter has to die in the first movie and come back to life with the Phoenix, those kinds of things. It's a good thing that you're feeling that emotion when you're kind of like a breakup, because it means that you're growing. A part of you that no longer serves you has to die for the part of you to serve you to grow. It's like the butterfly. All right, Zephyrix, I'm tired of wasting time, and my dad died when I was 8, and I'm 19. Right now, I'm still grieving. Get in my community. Get on a call with me. I have a welcome call I'm going to offer you for free in the community. It's 20 minutes. We'll talk about that. And I think I can help you with that in 20 minutes, to be honest with you. I'm being so dead ass serious. Get the fuck in my community. I want to help you. I totally empathize with what you're going through. I really do. But get in my community. Talk to me on one-on-one. We'll talk about that. And it's free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Get the fuck in my community. I have courses that are going to help you. I have workshops, and then we'll also talk. That goes for anyone here who is struggling. If you want help, please get in my community. There's no strings attached. I'm just trying to bring this shit accessible to people right now. How to stop drinking? Start feeling, right? So right now you have all these emotions in your body that you're not satisfied with and that are uncomfortable. So you've learned how to avoid them with drinking, right? You could have learned to avoid them with a lot of things, and you probably have some other problems too with things, I'd imagine, right? Like vaping, nicotine, food, corn for men. A lot of men struggle with that. Women too, but mostly men. So if I have a problem with anything that I'm doing, any action I'm taking, whether it's social media, drinking, snow, blow, right? Anything. The reason I have that problem is because the emotions in my body I don't want to experience, and I'm using that substance to avoid the feeling of experiencing emotions. And that doesn't necessarily, it's not a conscious thing, right? But I will help make that conscious for you so we can solve for it. Okay? I would love to have you in my community. What does all the hurt do? It makes you grow. Bailey, hi, nice to meet you. What's up, Bailey? All right, guys, I have 25 comments, so I'm really going to try to get in here and keep it relevant. Eddie, my friends don't understand that I like being alone, so I'm going to do speak on being alone. How do I tell them I'm happy doing stuff? Just tell them I like being alone, not personal to you, bro. Sup, hey. Thanks for the follow, Moonchild. Oh, gosh, my comment skipped. There's definitely gay features on people. Yeah, I'm gay for sure. What is life coach exactly? Actually, I just did a workshop on this. What do I do that I can't do myself? Well, I think that anything you can do yourself. I'm not telling you that I can do something that you can't. I'm actually just teaching you with the tools that I've learned how to navigate your life in a way that feels meaningful and productive. That's all. I'm going to teach you how to manage your thoughts and emotions, which honestly you can learn all the skills yourself. So that's all good. And I don't think that any life coach's message, if you get a good coach, is that I can do things that you can't. It's like I can do things, I'm going to show you how to do them, because you just maybe don't have the right tools, the right education, the right perspective. That's it. So I skipped some comments. I apologize for that. It jumped. Question mark. I've quit vaping 36 days ago, and I have such a hard time because I'm ADM medication. Yeah, if you're still having cravings for vaping 36 days in, that is no longer chemical at all. That is all emotional. So a lot of people use things like vaping to avoid their emotions or to deal with their emotions. And when I take away the vape without learning the skill set of dealing with my emotions, I'm left with cravings 36 days later because they're emotional cravings. Make sense? So what you're happening is in the moment I'm having these emotions I don't know how to deal with, and vaping sounds really good because that's what I used to use to avoid them. I haven't developed the skill set needed to replace vaping. Make sense? And then you're going to say, well, how do you develop the skill set? Join my free community. I have 2 free courses in there, and I'm also going to teach you a workshop every single week. Like, that's how. You know what I mean? What else? Please grant us your power and wisdom. You're so funny. Sorry, my little ring light's kind of being weird today. Excuse me. Diego, when I was little, my mom got me a life coach, and to this day, I don't know what the hell. Your mom bought you a life coach when you were little? That's so strange to me. For what? Yeah, and it's all good. What do? Life coaching is going to help you actually learn. Yeah, it's different than therapy. Therapy is a more clinical lens. Life coaching is going to say, what are the things you're not happy with in your life? And we're going to give you active strategies, tools, and a plan to actually achieve those, right? So that's it. Like, it's much more forward-facing. It's much less no nonsense. Like, let's just get the results. Even if we focus on things that are kind of therapy-esque, like past emotions, potential traumas, I should say, it's always from a very present, let's get this changed so you can get the results you want lens. In addition, I think that in general, from my experience, life coaches teach much more practical and applicable tools you can use right now. But I just did a workshop on this. If anybody wants more information about life coaching or therapy, I have a 4-year in psych. I actually worked in the clinical field before I became a life coach. It was very intentional for me to become a coach, not a therapist. Not that one is better than the other. It's just this is fit way into what I wanted. So if you want help with that understanding, I have a community you can join completely for free in the bio. join it. And then I just did a workshop, and the workshop is literally called What's Life Coaching, and it's all about the difference between coaching therapy, what the actual uses of coaching are, and then at the very end I give you 21, like a document that has 21 of the most common problems that life coaches can help you solve as opposed to therapy. Okay, so that's how you can answer that question totally for free. Join my community. I'd love to have you. What do you do to get out of your head in life? Wait, what did you do to get out of your head? How, I'm sorry, this question's really confusing me, Nita. How do you get out of your head and live or act? I'm confused. Are you asking how I'm doing these lives? I just talk. Yeah, this is important, right? It's the way that you get out of your head is getting out of other people's heads. I'm imagining that's the issue. It's like most people are so concerned with what other people think about them that they get caught in their own like confusion about what other people thinking, and they're trying to put on a show, right? When you actually learn that other people's emotions can have nothing to do with you, and that you're only responsible for your emotions and your thoughts create them, you stop worrying about other people's emotions so much. Because no matter what I say or do, I can't create an emotion in somebody else's body. So whenever I try to do that by manipulating them and lying and people pleasing, it just gets me into more trouble. But most people don't know that because they're not taught this. All right. I feel ashamed to lose my room because of acne. Okay, so this is what I want to offer to you, is that acne doesn't make you insecure. It's your thoughts about it that does. So how can you think about yourself in a way that doesn't make you feel worse about yourself for already having something you don't want? Right? I actually think one of the best things you could do, Fran, is before you go and get like medication for the acne, which is totally available to you in modern society, like go do that. Just ask your parents, or if you can't afford it, like do a GoFundMe, right? Like show your face online and get people to buy because it's so bad. I'm just saying, I'm kidding. It's a bad joke. But like what I'm saying is that the resources are available if you stop feeling bad for yourself, right? Is learn how to love yourself with the acne. That's what I recommend. That's the most important thing you can do. Okay? Because if you don't learn to love yourself with the acne, you're going to have to go get it fixed to feel good about yourself. And then you're going to have this concept that I need to fix things about myself externally to learn how to love myself. And most people have that concept, and that's why most people have lives they don't want. So I think especially right now as a teenager, learn the skills of like find the good in what you love about yourself and focus on that. And then sure, get your acne fixed, but don't do it before you love yourself. How not to overeat Thanksgiving. 2 things. 1, what if it's not a problem? And then 2 is like, if you don't want to overeat during any meal, like eat slowly. This is really how you do it. Eat slowly, and every single time that you like take a couple bites, don't ruin your meal over it, right? You can still eat and enjoy and pay attention. Every couple bites or so, just check in and be like, hey, if I was on a scale of 1 to 10 on fullness and I want to be at a 6 is comfortable for me, what am I at right now? I think I'm at like a 4 right now. Like my stomach's pretty full, but I could probably have a couple more bites before I feel like I'm at a 6. That's all you have to do, Amy. You just check in. The reason why people overeat is because they're disconnected from their body. And the reason because they're disconnected from their body is because they've habituated themselves to overeat without thinking. It really is that. So the way that we stop taking actions is we bring ourselves back to our body. That's it. We observe the emotions in our body, the thoughts in our head, the sensations in our body when we're eating. We get comfortable with that. And eventually it's like I'm at dinner and I can tell you right now, I'm at a 5 and I can have 2 more bites of food and I'm good. I can just stop, right? Because there's no unawareness. There's no desire to eat over emotions, right? This is just, it's a coming back to our body. And we're trained to get away from our bodies in society. It's very lucrative for society to teach us how to numb our bodies, right? With all sorts of substances. Banana, how can I lose weight? When nothing motivates me? You don't need to then. I wouldn't recommend you do. Listen, if you're not motivated by losing weight, then it's okay. That's not a problem, right? I think that, you're welcome, Madeline. Join my community. I love to have you. I think that, like, thinking you need to lose weight is not real unless you have genuine desires to do it. There's no problem with being overweight. Not really, right? Like, sure, there's health problems, all that stuff, but like, if you're not emotionally bothered by it, what's the issue? And this isn't, by the way, like body positivity. It's like, if you don't care about losing weight, then why would you lose weight, right? All right, my comment skip. I'm really sorry about that. Any tips for an overeater? Yeah, learn how to feel your emotions. I think you don't have an overeating problem, you have an underfeeling problem. What that means is that you're just not feeling your body or your physical hunger. So your whole life you've been trained to overeat foods that are addictive, right? So the way that we stop taking an action we don't want to be taking anymore is we learn how to come back to our body and feel our emotions and what's going on for us and what's true for us in our body, like our stomach. It's simple. It's very simple. It's just practice. It's uncomfortable. And Lily, I have a course in my community for free. It's called How Your Brain Works, and it really helps you to understand why you're overeating and then also how to stop emotionally. If you want help, the course is available to you. If anybody who wants to go to this community. It's free right now. At some point, I'm probably going to charge for it because the information is stupidly powerful. And I've just like, it's really good. It's crazy how much people think other people care. I agree with that, right? Like, so, there's a quote by not Eleanor Rigby, that's a Beatles song, Eleanor Roosevelt. And she says, if you understood how, I think the quote is, you wouldn't care so much what other people think about you if you realize how much they didn't think, right? Something like that. And what she's saying is like, we're always caught up in what other people are thinking, and also other people are caught up in what other people are thinking about themselves. Nobody gives a shit what people, like, they're not out there, So, but we're conditioned that way because we have a brain that needs to be in connection for survival. So it's not abnormal to me to be concerned about other people, but it also is maladaptive. And we can learn how not to be, right? How not to care about other people so much. And I'm not saying that in a narcissistic way. It's like, I genuinely can't control your emotions. So for me to spend time trying to manipulate what you think and feel about me is just a waste of everyone's time. And it makes me want to overeat all the time, right? I thought you said, will you touch on One Direction? One sec, I will. Let me just figure out where I was. All right. It's crazy that people think they can do this without a license. I just want to say this too, like, licensing was just created in the last 100 years or so. And also, I'm not doing clinical work. Just want to say that. Like, think about what you're saying, because, like, everything was just been created by people, right? And also, I would say the most successful people in the world haven't followed the traditional path of already set in stone rules. They've created their own. I mean, look at people like Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg, right? Musk, you know what I mean? So I just want to say, like, if you are somebody who thinks that you need to follow the traditional rules and standards in order to be successful, I would question that. And also, don't go above your pay grade, right? I'm not doing clinical work, and if you knew anything about me, you'd know I walk that line very carefully and respectfully as a life coach. But you don't seem to know anything about me. You just have a blanket statement about what you think is true because of what other people told you what's true. And that's the worst way to think about life, by the way, letting other people decide what's true for you. That'll lead you in life into a 9-to-5 job that you hate so bad that you want to drink yourself out of it every day. DCK, sorry, just woke up from a nightmare. I thought I saw my ex for real. Advice? Yeah, let yourself write. I would write, if you're still having dreams about your ex, I would just be curious. It doesn't have to be a problem, but like, write down your thoughts and emotions about that person when you think about them. Write about the dream. There's a lot to be said in dreams, right? Dreams are like, they're amazing. They're message dreams. How do I find relationships? Get in my free community. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to do a workshop on that called How to Attract Love. But you don't find relationships, you attract them. Okay. So if you want to have a romantic relationship, the way that you do that is you become the kind of person who attracts the romance into your life. It's that simple. It's law of attraction. Okay. So right now, let's say, like, a good exercise for you. Figure out what you want in a partner, right? Like, make a list. I literally have a list on my phone right now. I want him to be around this age range, this kind of height, be all these qualities, right? That's right. So make a list. You want to get specific. The first thing you do when you want to attract somebody in your life, right, is you figure out what it is you're trying to attract. So don't just put guy. You're just going to attract some random person. Put, like, guy and all the things you want, right? And then once you make that list, you're going to have a bunch of reasons why you think that thing isn't possible, and that's the exact reason why you're not a vibrational match to it. If you simultaneously want a partner but think it's not possible to have one in the way that you want, you're not going to let it come into your life. You have a vibrational match problem. Even if that partner literally lived next door, your energy will not let you guys attract each other into each other's lives. So you really don't find a partner. You attract. And that goes for anything. We're not hunting. You know what I mean? We are becoming something that attracts, right? If I was to be a good match for this partner I just created, what would have to change about me, right? Well, I want a partner who loves their body. Right now, I fucking hate my body, right? How can I possibly attract a partner who loves their body while dating someone who hates their body? It wouldn't make sense, right? Somebody who loves their body and is confident won't be attracted to someone who isn't confident about their body. It just doesn't make sense. Somebody who is financially free won't be attracted to someone who lives at their house with their parents without a job they care about that doesn't make money, right? So it's like, figure out what it is you want and then figure out where you're falling short. And the moment that you step up and you close that gap for yourself, that partner will step right into your life in the most magical, simple way in the world. You will never have to search, right? So it's an energetic world we live in. Become an energetic match to things you want, and then they have to come to you. That's the law of attraction. It's just it. Jesus Christ does love everyone. I agree with that. All right. So somebody said something about drinking, and I wanted... Oh, direction. Okay. How do you quit drinking? Start feeling your emotions. You have an emotional problem that's masking as a drinking problem. Get in my community. I'll help you. Allie, how do you find a no experience job that's actually a career? Again, you don't find, you attract. So actually become the kind of person when you're applying for jobs that feels like you're actually a good match for it, right? And you might just have to change your beliefs. So many people that are applying for jobs like, oh, I'm not gonna get it. It's not gonna happen. Oh, there's no way, right? And when you do that, you're actually applying as somebody who's not gonna get the job, right? So if you were to actually believe, like let's say that you find a job online. It's like whatever, a phone, like for example, a help desk person that works from home 40 hours a week. You get paid $15 an hour, right? Decent job. It's gonna keep you at home, keep you paid. And you're applying. You're applying thinking, oh, I'm not going to get it, is a totally different application energetically and physically than I am the perfect person for this job. I am right for this. This is the right job for me, right? So your job when you're applying for jobs is to manage your thoughts and actually become the kind of person who would apply as if you actually believe you're going to get it. It's a completely different process, by the way. You show up much differently in those emotions than you would thinking, oh, I can't. All that's available to me is food. It's all I've ever done. It's all I've ever known. I have no skills, right? All right. We touch on direction, yes. Direction is an issue with not listening to your intuition. We are born with an inner compass. I swear to God we are, okay? Everyone here has an inner compass. The reason why it's so hard for so many people with direction is because they are so scared to listen to that inner compass because the people around them have conditioned them to think they don't know what's best for them. That's it. So what happens is we learn how to numb our emotions growing up. We have these dreams and these goals, but then we feel all these negative emotions and we get scared, so then we just run to coffee, example, run to coffee, nicotine, alcohol, porn, right? So it's like everybody actually knows what they want. I'm telling you, and if you believe that you don't, join my community and start learning thought work with me. I'll show you how to manage your thoughts about this because I promise you know what you want. Do you want to be single or have a partner? Most people would say partner. Do you want to be a millionaire or be totally broke on the street? Okay, millionaire. Do you want to have a nice house in Malibu or do you want to have like a shack in the middle of the woods in, I don't know, the Blue Ridge Mountains, right? You can probably tell me that. And some people might pick the shack. Not a big deal. Most people can tell me generally what they want. The reason why they like to say that they don't know what they want is because in the wanting and actually saying this is what I want, now you have to confront all the reasons you think you can't have it. And that's a limiting belief issue. And it's easier for me to act lost and confused than to confront the unworthiness issues I've had since I was 2 years old. That's it. So if you want help finding direction, get in my community where I'll teach you these tools completely for free. There's absolutely no fucking reason for you not to join that community and start learning. And also, I'll do a welcome call with you if you want. It's 20 minutes. Not a sales call. Just say hi. Help you in whatever way I can and welcome you to the community. All right. How do I do I'm on what tuned? How do I do all these things? Get in my community. That's it. Kathleen, you want to start overeating? Get my community. I'm serious. I have 2 foundational courses right now that are free that will seriously change your fucking life. Really. What's up, Caribou? How do I find the love or job or industry I love? Figure out what it is you want first. I think that get more specific. If you're just saying, how do I find an industry I love, but you're completely not allowing yourself to even tell me what it is you want and don't want, it's going to be very hard. But if it's like, what do you want from life? Most people, I think they go completely backwards. It's totally messed up. It's not your fault, by the way. That's how you've been taught to do this because teaching people this keeps them confused. So the government, society wants to keep you confused. I really believe that. So figure out what you want from life. Right? Sit down one day, Caribou, and go, hey, if I could have anything I want in 25 years, anything I want, what would it look like? Okay? And let yourself dream for an hour. It's kind of fun. You don't have to make a vision board. Just write down, I would love to this. It would be fun to, have a partner. We get to go, once a year to the Northern Lights. Whatever you want to say. I want to have 2 kids. I want to have this much money in my bank account. I want to do this for my family. I want to eat these kinds of foods and have these experiences. I want to have this kind of house. Just let yourself dream. Right? First and foremost, your brain's not going to want to do that. It takes a lot of energy. It's much easier for you, instead of looking into the future, to just sit down and eat and smoke weed. So notice that even though that exercise is going to help you tremendously answer the question of what kind of industry should I work in, your brain's going to resist it. Okay? That's the work. So start there. And then ask yourself, if I had this kind of life, what kind of job would I have? And you're going to see that if you actually envision the life you want, it's much easier to figure out what kind of job you want after you have that vision, rather than you just going, what kind of industry should I work in? I don't know. I have no plan for my future, right? That's how most people are living. It's I have no idea what I want in my future, so what kind of job should I get? It's so hard to pick. You can't pick without a vision. You're just randomly choosing, and random isn't a good thing because you have so much insight already built into your body that you could rely on if you were letting yourself look into the future and actually rely on it. Same with you soon. And if you guys want help with this, please join my community. There's no reason for you guys not to join that community. I'm not just saying that. I'm trying to make these tools accessible for people, and you are the people I'm making them accessible for. I have 2 courses in there. I do a workshop every single week. By the time that I ever even make a paid product, it's going to be so ridiculously affordable that it'll be a hell yes or hell no. And if you don't want to ever buy anything from me, that's okay too. But I really do want you guys in my community. Join my community. Go in there. Take the foundational courses. They'll teach you how to manage your thoughts and your emotions around your life, and then we'll start learning, okay? I'd love to have you, seriously. The link is right in my bio. Right now, it's free. What's up, Urza? It's my life coach, not you. I don't know what that means. All right, so I'm on. Sorry, I skipped some comments. Sarah, Caspian. All right. Casabian. Love my job, but I don't make nearly enough money. Well, then you don't love your job. Sorry, that's just a fact. The number one reason why people work, right, is to support themselves financially. So if your job isn't providing you the number one thing that the job's supposed to provide, then you don't love your job. You love the idea of your job, but not the actual reality of it. So I'd recommend you change that. Figure out how you can make more money. Go to your boss. Hey, this is how much money I want to make. What can I do to make that or make sense to you to pay me that? And if there's nothing that you can do, then I would say change jobs, honestly. Because why would you work in a career that doesn't actually support you with the things that you need? Or I would say go get a side hustle. But then it's like, do you actually like your job if you have to get a side hustle? Maybe not, right? So I would really sit down and ask myself, like, if my life coaching doesn't make me any money in my career, then I don't get to have the life that I want. So I don't like my job anymore. Even if this is what I'm meant to do, which I believe it is, like I really believe that I'm meant to do these tools, bring them to people for no-brainer offers and like help them so much in their life. I love this shit. But if it can't provide me an income, then it's not what I'm designed to do. And I have to go find something else. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're all very selfish. And that's why we're doing anything, right? Because if I can't have the life that I want, I'm not Mother Teresa, right? I want to enjoy my life. I want to go do nice things. I want to go on a cruise once a year. Like, why not? You know, I deserve it just like you guys do. So if my job doesn't provide me that, I don't like it. Okay. So we can talk about that too. Sarah, join my community. I'll teach you a model called the self-coaching model. It's going to help you understand how your thoughts affect your emotions and everything and help you make that decision if you want to quit or not. Is there an age limit to join your community? There is not. It does not matter. So, all right. And I think the earlier you can learn these tools, the better. Honestly, if I would have learned, I learned these when I was 25. It changed my life completely. There's literally before life coaching tools, after life coaching tools, right? I used to sit alone at my room and cry at nighttime. I was with rambling thoughts. I believed every one of them. And then I learned life coaching. I'm like, holy shit, I can change my thoughts? Oh my God, thank God. Because some of them are so nasty and they're not helpful, right? So that's what we do. Join my community. Jacob, how do I fight my ex back when I'm the one that left? Why do you want your ex? Here's a question for you. I want you to think about this. Your thoughts create your results, right? I promise you, it's how it works. So if I want my ex back, the only reason that I would want my ex back, I promise you, is because I have to be believing the belief. It's not a fact, it's a belief system that I can't find anything better than the past version of a relationship that didn't satisfy me. Because if your last relationship satisfied you, you wouldn't be exes right now. It just wouldn't be true. And I'm not saying it's your ex's fault. It very well could have been your fault that you were making yourself so miserable in the relationship. But I still want you to question the thought that I have to go back to something in the past because my future doesn't hold anything better. Because that thought isn't true, but you're making it true right now, right? So why do you think that you're allowing yourself to believe you can't find anything better than a partner that it didn't work out with? Just out of curiosity, right? Because that limiting belief could literally stop you from creating the life that you want with the partner that you actually do want. And it does for many people, by the way. So many people are stuck on a past relationship. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle, have you joined my community yet? So many people are stuck on a past relationship, literally because they are believing one thought that isn't true that they don't even know that they can check in with and question. Okay? So, what's up, Pour Some Sugar? Good to see you. You gone through my courses yet? What's up, Cheryl? Hey! Thank you very much. You're so sweet. Cheryl, you're seriously so sweet. Brian, what's up? Okay, so I like this girl. I don't know what to do, but I'm not in the best shape physically. Clean it, you have two options with the girl that you like, right? Because the girls don't like insecurity. I promise you that. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's just that right now you're in an emotional state that's not going to attract love. Because right now you're not allowing yourself to feel love, right? Remember the law of attraction. If I'm not feeling love, it's very hard for other people to feel that emotion with me, right? They're going to feel the emotion I'm feeling. And when I'm around a girl and I make her feel insecure because of my insecurity, she's not going to want to date me. Not because of me as a worthy human being. You're perfectly worthy, Brian. There's nothing wrong with you, but you're thinking there's something wrong with you. So then you're in an emotional state that isn't very loving for either of you, right? So you have two options in the situation. You can either clean up your thoughts about your body and really get to a place where it's like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with me. I love myself in this body and that's okay where I'm at. Or you can go and change the weight. There's not one right or wrong answer, right? But I will tell you that what's going to attract a woman into your life that loves you is that you feel love for yourself first. That's the law of attraction. It has to work that way. So that's what earlier when I was saying, if you're not a vibrational match for the thing that you want, you have to fix your vibration. Okay? So this vibration problem is an emotional problem being caused by your thoughts, not your body. There's plenty of people in the world who don't have the nicest abs in the world, and they love themselves. And that emotion of love is so much hotter than an abs could ever be. Okay? So you have 2 ways to clean this up, but this is your work. And if you want help doing this, I would love for you to be in my community, and I'll teach you how. Seriously, I would love to help you. I know what it's like to be in a body that you don't feel like you like. I used to be morbidly fucking obese, okay? And ironically, what happens, Brian, honestly, is that when we choose to love our bodies ahead of time, right now, exactly how they are, it's so much easier to make the changes that we want to make if we want to make those changes still. Lose the weight, right? Start going to the gym regularly. Stop eating crappy foods. That happens naturally as a result of somebody who loves himself more. That's what this work's all about. My ex-boyfriend asked me to move in after seeing me in the club. Oh my God. Girl, that's the biggest red flag I've ever heard. Stanky, you smell much. How can I heal from a man who finally told me that he cares about me but doesn't have the capacity to be with me? Stop making it personal. The only reason that you need to heal is because you're making that mean something horrible about you and your future in your life. That's it. How do you start? And he told you it wasn't personal, but you took it that way. Aaron, how do you start loving yourself? Get in my community. I'm not just saying that to get you in my community. It's a fucking free community, so join. I'll teach you a course called The Foundation. It's going to show you how to start understanding your thoughts and emotions so you can change them. That's the process of loving yourself. It's a daily work, and it's literally a daily work, and I'll give you the tools for free. Okay? What's up, Lexi? What's the purpose of living, or how can one find a reason to live? Yeah, this is called logotherapy. It's one of my favorite therapies. I'm not a therapist, by the way, but one of my favorite people in the whole world. Also, most therapists don't understand this therapy. Well, it's called logotherapy, and it's therapy through meaning. And the whole point of life is to look at the facts of your life and to determine to make them mean something important to you, right? So you have 2 choices in every situation. In every situation, you have 2 choices. One brings you closer to God, one brings you further. The one that brings you closer to God is saying, you know what, there's something here to be learned that will make me feel purposeful on this earth. The one that brings you away from God is, oh, the earth is meaningless and there's no point. Both thoughts you can find proof for. So choose the one that feels good. That's it. Like, there's so many things in your life that if you look at right now and ask yourself, what's the lesson in this pain and suffering? You'll find the lesson and your life will become a little bit more meaningful. Do that 100 times, you're gonna have no problem having meaning in life. It really works like that. So it's all a perception issue. And the beautiful thing about being human beings who are worthy, godlike creators is that we get to determine where our perception goes and what we make of things. That's it. All right. How can I feel closer to family when I feel alienated? Stop blaming your family for the reasons you're feeling emotions. That's it. Alienation is an experience emotionally that you have because of your thoughts. So like, you can be in a whole room full of family who loves you so much, but if you're thinking no one here loves me, then you're gonna feel alienated. So the thoughts you have right now, they're just stories you're making up and they're making you feel alone. So if a story is making you feel alone and it's not true and it's optional, then why would you keep believing it? Well, the only reason is because you think there's a reason to believe it that's positive, and there isn't. Give me a good reason to keep believing that you should feel alienated around the people you love. Give me a peaceful reason to believe that. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Before the actual... One sec, I got to skip down. I'm so sorry. There's so many comments. All right, I'm on... Sorry. I apologize for missing your comments if I did. I'm on Aiden. How do I get more motivation to go to the gym? Recognize that motivation comes from having a clear vision. Okay, so if I wake up in the morning and I think, oh, there's no point, I hate my body, I'm stupid, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I have body odor, you're not going to the gym. But if I wake up instead and I have the vision of the cruise on my mind in February, and I'm like, yes, I cannot wait to wear this I have a clear vision. This bathing suit's going to be good. I'm going to have abs. I feel so good. This is all the emotions, the experience, the thoughts I'm going to have about myself when I get to this goal weight. I'm so excited. I love myself. Totally different emotional experience, right? Your thoughts create your emotions. Motivation is an emotion. So if you're not taking motivated action consistently, it's because you don't have a clear, motivating vision for the future result that you want. That's it. There's no exceptions. That's it. That's it. I promise you. If you're not taking action, you're procrastinating. It's because you don't actually have a vision for why you should be taking action. Or you don't believe that vision's true or possible for you. It's always a thought issue. Okay? One sec. Thanks for the follow, Michelle. Michelle, join my community. It's free. It's in my bio. That's what I need help with. Yes. News follower. I just want to feel less chronically online and more in touch with my passions. Well, then get offline, right? But the problem with things like social media is that it actually releases so much dopamine that you start to lose touch with your passions. Andrew Huberman has a quote, the neuroscientist. He says that addiction is the progressive narrowing of the things that bring you pleasure. So what that means is as time goes on, the things that we actually care about, we stop caring about them because the instant dopamine hits seem more important. That's a spiritual concept, by the way. It's like the lesson of Sodom and Gomorrah, right, in the Bible. It's like there as you approach instant gratification and hedonism, the meaningful things in life start to shed away. They have to, because all you can focus on the hedonism of the present moment, that isn't where meaning comes from, by the way. Pleasure is not where meaning comes from. So, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so I'm going to go back to your comments. Sorry. All right. I'm going to go to... Anyways, I want to say this very fast. If you guys are listening, if anything I'm saying makes sense to you, please join my community. I'd love to have you. I'm trying to bring life coaching tools of the highest quality and make them accessible. I have a course right now called The Foundation. I'm adding the second part on today. The Foundation's 45 minutes. It's going to teach you about how your thoughts work and how your emotions drive your actions. And then the how your brain works edition of that course is going to teach you about physically how your brain works and why it's so hard to do things you want to do and why you're currently doing things you don't want to do, right? So that's there. And then every week I do a workshop. And then every week I'm recording the workshop in that community. And you're going to get access to workshops and everything. So if you're like actually serious about changing your life, I can't think of a better offer than just giving everything away for free to you. So show up. Get in the community. There's no reason not to join. All right? So especially if you're like you're having issues with self-love, confidence, and all that kind of stuff, get in the community, because right now I'm going to teach you how to not have issues with that. What's my advice in finding direction? Yes, is you don't find direction. It's something that's within you. And you're like, well, what does that mean? That sounds spiritual and woo-woo. And of course, that's what a life coach said. Yeah, no, there's direction within you. The problem right now is that you're blinding yourself from your own direction. So I don't know what's happening in your life, but I'd imagine there's a lot of substances being thrown around. Social media, corn, nicotine, alcohol, tobacco, food, sugar and flour, distraction, social media, So your direction's already within you. This is what's so important. Because modern society just has taught you how to numb yourself, right? If you would sit down in a room for 2 weeks or even like a week alone, throw your phone out for like 2 days, even a day, 2 days. Throw your phone out for 2 days. Give yourself no distractions other than to sit in a room with a piece of paper. You're going to have so many things come into your mind and body that you want to do with your life. And what you're going to see is that you never had a direction problem. You had a distraction problem. You've learned how to distract yourself from your emotions, and your emotions are guiding you towards your purpose, right? Why? Because society makes a lot of money off of keeping you small and distracted. That's it. If Lay's potato chips can keep you eating and TikTok and Instagram can keep you watching and scrolling, they're literally making money off of your attention. They don't care about you actually not having direction and numbing out your own consciousness with instant hits of gratification. They care about making money off of you and your brain's desire to seek dopamine and to avoid the uncomfortable things in life that are going to lead you towards your purpose. Plain and simple. So if you want to fight that and become somebody who actually has purpose and knows what you want and knows how to manage yourself around a world full of substances, join my community. It's really the whole point. All right. So I'm stupid. I was watching corn. What's wrong with corn? There's nothing wrong with corn, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just you want to like the reasons you're watching it, right? I watch it sometimes. Not a big deal. But if I'm sitting here all the time watching it, I'm feeling alone and I hate my life. Well, that's a different story, right? So there's two different reasons people use substances. One is to avoid negative emotions, not really a good reason. The other one is to amplify positive. More often than not, people are avoiding negative. And when you avoid negative, you create a whole bunch of negative results in your life that aren't good. And I'm doing a workshop on this next week. It's literally called How to Manage Anxiety. It's a free workshop in my community. I'd love to have you watch it. It's going to change your whole life, by the way. It will change your whole... How to manage anxiety, from my perspective, is going to change your whole fucking emotional life for the rest of your life in an hour-long workshop. So if you are interested in that, get in my community. Sign up. There's no requirements to get in. I just want to make sure that like you actually care and want to learn. And get in, I'll let you in. All right. Thanks, Shy Tupper. Shy Tupper, if you're learning something, get in my community. Seriously. There's no downside. It's free right now. If you get in for free, it will be grandfathered in for free. I'm just trying to get people in right now to build a community of people. That's all. There's no strings. I just want you in there learning the tools I have to teach. Okay? I'm trying to bring this stuff and make it approachable. What's God's name? God's name is I Am. And what's interesting about the I Am is a couple things. So number one is God's name is I Am, because you cannot say God's name without saying that you're also connected to God. I am God, right? This is, I just don't show the cross very much because I'm not just Christian, I'm also spiritual. I align with Christian beliefs, but I also align with other beliefs. Christianity is kind of the crux of Western culture. But I Am that I Am is God's name. And what that means is that it's a verb, not a noun. So it's a living, breathing entity in the English language, right? Also, you're connected to God. right? If you have, when Moses comes down, tell them I am sent you. Who's God? I am. You cannot say your own name without saying God. Isn't that interesting? It's also very intentional. It's a verb, not a noun, because it's a living, breathing entity. So that's exactly right. All right, we're back. How do I tap into creativity? Get rid of the substances. Stop using your dopamine on things that are artificial and instant gratification, and you're going to have more creativity. Okay? And also, my course, by the way, Shy Powder, I have a course called How Your Brain Works, and it'll tell you exactly what's going on with your creativity for free in my bio, in my community, which you can join in the bio. Okay. Me and my boyfriend have both hurt each other but are seeking therapy to better our relationships. Yeah. You know what I would say, and therapy's not going to teach you this. By the way, this is why I became a coach, because therapy sometimes misses the mark with this, is that nobody has ever hurt you but yourself. The reason you've ever felt a negative emotion that has been damaging to your body is because of your thought, not because of your boyfriend. So if you go into therapy thinking that you guys have hurt each other and your therapist actually promotes that idea that's completely missing the mark of how your emotions work, they're going to do more damage than good and the relationship will get worse. Because then you're going to be trying to literally show up as two people who aren't comfortable being themselves because you're more interested in keeping your partner's emotions steady than your own. And that's going to ruin the relationship even more. And that's if you just go to my, before you go to therapy, and maybe with therapy, I'm not saying therapy is bad, but sometimes they miss the mark on issues like this particularly, right? Completely normal emotions, they are not very good at. They're good at clinical emotions, not normal emotions. And that's why I think therapy can actually do more damage than good if you go for the wrong reasons. That's why I think you should watch my workshop in my community for free. But what I'd recommend is you join my community, take the foundation course, and then go to therapy and see if what I say challenges theirs. And then choose what works, that makes more sense to you, not what the therapist or the coach says. I would learn both. And my community teaches my shit for free because I'm trying to make it accessible. How do I find my passion? You don't find it. It's not something you find. It's something that's inside of you already. So stop numbing yourself to your own emotions. That's exactly right. Kayla, why do I feel so numb all the time? I feel guilty. Because you're believing a bunch of thoughts about your life that aren't true. And also because you might be numbing your emotions with things that are substances. So there's probably a bunch of reasons, right? None of them aren't solvable, right? Yeah. And also if you're feeling apathy, let's find out why, right? What are you thinking and believing about your life that makes you not care about your life? I get it. When I was in 2019, I didn't want to be alive anymore. I had all these horrible concepts about life and what was possible for me that I was raised with that weren't true, that literally made me not want to be alive and not even go find a job, not even have a partner. I'm like, what's the point? I get it. Join my community, Kayla. I'm not just saying that. Join my fucking community. It will change your life. I'd love to have you. It's in my bio. It's free. How to stop overeating. Start feeling your emotions. It's an emotional problem, not a food problem. All substance problems are actually symptoms masking themselves as the problem. So what's the problem to a substance problem? My emotions. What creates my emotions? My thoughts. So what's the cure? Learning how to manage my thoughts and my emotions. That's it. What do I do if I absolutely despise myself at the core? Join my community. Right now, if you were to spend an hour with me, I would just poke holes in some of the thoughts that you are believing that aren't true, that you think are factual, and that would help you love yourself just a tiny bit more, or at least stop hating yourself so much. That's exactly right. Right now, if you want to change your relationship with yourself, you have to change the way you're thinking and feeling about yourself. That's what I'll do as a coach. And I think actually coaching is a better container than therapy for that, because I'm going to challenge all the shit that you're thinking immediately that's hurting you. And that's what you need right now. You don't need someone to agree with you. You need someone to totally challenge your thinking, right? And you might not be ready for that. You might be in a victim mindset and not ready, and then therapy is a better container if you want to be in a victim mindset. I'm not saying everyone who's in therapy is a victim, by the way. I'm just saying if you have a victim mindset, the better container is therapy. So, but if you're ready to make some change and to stop feeling so shit about yourself, come talk to me. I'll do it with so much love for you, by the way. So much love for you. But right now, the version of you that hates you is not the loving version that we're going to bring out. Okay? Yes. Me and my boyfriend have both hurt each other, but want to keep... Yes, so we talked about that. 50 messages. Holy moly. Sorry, guys. I got to skip. I'm on Maddie. What do I always procrastinate and do not? Yes. If you're procrastinating, I promise you it's because you don't actually care about the thing you think you care about. Always. Right? So thoughts create your emotions, drive your actions. Right? Procrastination is an action, or I should say an inaction. It's an avoidance. Why do I avoid something that I think I want to be doing? Because of the emotions I'm associating with it. Right? Let's imagine you're going to the fair. You're so excited. You're excited. Oh my God, I love it. You're going on a date tonight. It's like, you're going to be like a little teenage romance movie. You're going to go on the Ferris wheel. You're so fucking excited. Guess who doesn't show up late to that date? You. Why? Because you're driven by positive emotions. You show up early. But then when it comes to school, you wake up, you're like, I hate my life. I hate it. I don't understand the point. I'm so dreadful. I hate it. It's overwhelmed, dread, scarcity, fear. And then you avoid, right? The reason that you're procrastinating is because of the emotions you're associating with the event. That's it. I promise you. There is no other reason to procrastinate. That's it. Positive emotions fuel action. Negative emotions make us avoid. That's it. Join my community, Maddie. I got you. Join my fucking community. Serious. Join. Take the foundation course. It'll change your entire life. Okay? You'll learn more in that 45 minutes than you will in a 4-year in psych about yourself. Because I have a 4-year in psych. And it didn't fucking help me. All right. Zara, I took a lot of your advice. Andrew, and I had a great year this year. I'm so happy. Zara, join my community. This is just the beginning. I have a community I'm doing now where I'm doing free courses and workshops, and I'm trying to just add like so much value into your life for free. So join, seriously. If what I'm already doing has helped you, I'm so proud. Seriously, so excited, so proud to hear that. That's why I do this. Join my community. It's free. Link in the bio. Go sign up. At some point, it's going to be a paid model that will have a monthly subscription fee. Right now, it's not. So you get grandfathered in. So if you like it and you're like, even if you're like relatively interested in joining, you don't even have to do anything with it right now. Just join and get grandfathered in for free so that you'll have it for free forever. Okay. But thank you, Zara, for saying that. I really appreciate it. Seriously, it makes I screenshot sometimes. I have a reverse burn book that I keep when my mind wants to tell me that I'm a failure and I'm not good enough. I look at that. So I'm going to put you in my reverse burn book. I appreciate that. All right. Julia, what do you have to say about people struggling with essay? I don't think I'm the problem. Well, you always are. And here's what I want to offer to you is I'm not saying that it's your fault that happened to you. That's not what I'm saying. Do not receive that message. But I'm saying right now, it's your responsibility to clean up your own thoughts, emotions, and actions about it. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So although I wouldn't call you the problem because that's not going to help you feel better about yourself, I would call you the solution. And in calling you the solution, I'm kind of calling you the problem, but take it how you want. Right? So it doesn't matter what's happened to you. I'm not saying that insensitively. I'm saying that like psychologically, it doesn't matter what's happened. You have to become your own solution, right? If I went through something traumatic as a kid, the person that did it can't fix that experience for me. I have to be able to fix it by going into my own emotions and thoughts and fixing and healing myself, okay? So anyone who thinks they're not the problem puts themselves in a position where they can't solve the problem. So although I'm not saying that you're the problem to make you feel bad about yourself and to blame you and make you feel shame and guilt, you're already feeling those emotions for yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you are the problem to inspire that you can actually solve the problem and empower you, that you can live the life that you want if you actually take responsibility over the solution. Makes sense? I really want you to hear that and receive that well. And if you don't, I can't do anything about that. How can I motivate my boyfriend to quit smoking? You can't. Unconditional love is all you can provide your boyfriend. My question to you is this. If you can't love your boyfriend unconditionally as a smoker, you need to either change your thoughts about your boyfriend and get to a place of unconditional love, or you need to leave the relationship, right? Our job is partners is not to change our partner so that we can feel better about ourselves. By the way, the reason you want him to quit smoking is so that you can feel better emotionally. So it's very selfish. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a selfish aim. So why not just cut the meat and feel good about yourself now, right? If you can't, and by the way, if you want, I'm doing a relationship workshop in the near future, that's going to fucking blow your mind on this. It's going to blow your mind. So you can always join my community. We'll talk about it. So you're saying I control my thoughts. Exactly what I'm saying. Yes, and I was never taught that until I was 25 years old. I'm the problem. I hate myself. Alexis, join my community, girl. Girl, join my damn community. Join my damn community. Seriously. By the way, you're so pretty. What are you saying? You hate yourself. What are you doing? All right, but join my community. I want to help you. I'm not even saying that. Just like, actually, I want to help you, please. Karen, how do I stop caring about my grades so much and comparing myself to others? You learn how your emotions work. That's really it. Once you understand that your thoughts create your emotions and nobody else can do that for you, you stop caring what other people think because you stop the never-ending battle of trying to manipulate their emotions for them. How do you hold faith to your desired reality? With consistent practice. It's difficult, but it's consistent practice. Okay? Right? And the reason why it's difficult is because your brain is just designed to save energy. And when you're trying to focus on it's so cold in my room. When you're trying to focus on a future that hasn't manifested yet, it takes a lot of energy. Okay? And your brain's always going to resist that. It's like your brain's like, forget it. It's too hard. Just go have some cake. Have the weed. Go get high. It's easier. Come on. Do you really think that's going to happen for you? So like, it's a practice we take over time. Just like if you go to the gym and you get strong, right? It's uncomfortable. Pretty much every time you do it, it's uncomfortable, but like it's worth it. Same thing with your brain. It's consistent energy. As human beings, we have something that other animals don't have. We have a prefrontal cortex. That's part of our brain. I teach you this in my community, by the way. It's on the How Your Brain Works course. Really good information. Everyone should learn it. Everyone should fucking learn this information. Okay? So this prefrontal cortex lets us actually decide what we want to think and how we want to perceive the world. No other animal has that. And what that makes us is literally divine creators. Right? because other animals can't create buildings and monuments and our futures the way that we want and manifest things, not in the way that we do, right? So we can actually focus on the thing we want, and in our sustained focus, we end up creating it. But the sustained focus costs energy, and your brain never wants to expend energy that it doesn't think is necessary. So in addition to having this part of our brain, we also have the part that animals have, right? So we're in this never-ending battle as human beings to learn how to strengthen the human part of our brain and override the animal part that just wants to seek dopamine all the time. Okay, this is the plight of human beings. This is literally how we wrestle with the world, right? So if you want help with that, that's what the community is all about, and it will change. I'm telling you, being a part of that community will change your life so much, and that's what I want for you, because these tools have, literally changed everything for me. Okay, I'm cold as a mother trucker. All right, I said my vape, no problem. I'm not anti-substance. All I believe is that you should be able to manage them and not have control issues over them. Okay. Thanks, Lizzie, for saying that up to Amanda. Instead of overeating, I need help with eating. I'm not good at undereating. I've never been good at undereating. I don't understand it. So if you want to change any result in your life, you have to imagine the result already being there. So if you were to gain weight and be somebody who no longer underate, how would you have to show up, think, feel, and do in order to be that person? And we spend more time in the future and the vision than present or the past, we end up creating it. That's how it goes. Kyle Davis, what's up? You don't need this man. You just need King. Jesus, yeah, I agree, but Jesus speaks to other people, Kyle. And if you know anything about God, then you'll know that. So don't come in here acting like people aren't already trying to spread the word in their own special way. All right? And also, by the way, by you trying to come in here with your arrogance, you're actually turning people away from God, because you haven't added anything interesting or beneficial to the conversation. I'm literally teaching people how to have a more loving and spiritual relationship with themselves by giving them practical tools, advice, and information and knowledge, right? And you're coming in and just saying, oh, don't listen to anything he has to say, Jesus. Do you think anyone's going to take your advice and be like, oh, I found God today because that one guy said Jesus' name, right? No, they're going to find God through actually learning how to apply and practice and embody this work. By the way, what I think I do is very spiritual, and I do believe in Jesus, but I also believe in other spiritual concepts that I would say go beyond and transcend just Christianity itself, right? So your very basic understanding of Jesus is trumped by my more fundamental understanding, and I also have tools that help people get there. So I just don't think it's appropriate to walk into someone's life who actually is helping them more than you are and to just judge them, because that's the complete antithesis of the message of Jesus Christ. So just want you to be mindful of that. There's a scene in The Devil Wears Prada where she's like, you don't think that this stuff has anything to do with you? When I'm the very person that created the sweater you're wearing today, right? It's so funny. Watch that monologue. It's great. That's exactly what you just did to me. So, all right. So exactly what I just thought. Yeah. How to let go of the past. Figure out why you're having trouble letting go. Before you let go of the past, you have to be able to go into the past and experience the emotions that you're trying to avoid, right? One of the best poets in the world, Robert Frost, he says, the best way out is always through. And that's a very psychological truth, right? I cannot get, even if you have trauma, right? Look at anything that's happened in the past, especially if it's been traumatizing, it's trapped emotion. The way that we get over something is having to go through the emotions we don't want to experience. What has not been understood cannot be forgotten. This is a Jordan Peterson quote. What has not been understood cannot be forgotten. So if you're stuck in something in the past, there's some part of your brain that doesn't understand what happened, and it's emotionally stuck to that understanding. We've got to go into it. We've got to be able to talk about the thoughts, the beliefs, and go through them to get over the past. Make sense? Get in my community. If you haven't joined yet, Shy Powder, get in my community. Girl, I've answered so many questions for you. Get in. These are questions that can help you with the community, right? All right. Amen. You're welcome, Nana. He's trying to be a part of the solution. Bob, go away. Thanks. How do I let the past go? Exactly. We just talked about it, right? Get in my community. I think it's the best way to start doing that, to actually start applying that. Lauren, I'm struggling to deal with the holidays mentally this year. Lots of reminders of people I've lost. Hey, you know what? I think honestly, I don't want to just Bible thump at all. That's not my intention. But this is, and I don't even mean it religiously. You can be spiritual as well. I'm spiritual. But some of the belief systems that I adopted as becoming somebody who believes in the transcendent is we can talk to the people we love. I genuinely believe that we can talk to people we love if we're open-minded to it. Like, sit down in your bed today. I forgot your name, sorry. But sit down in your bed and just ask yourself, whoever you want to contact, hey, I'm reaching out and I believe that you're out there and I would love just to meditate with you and to get some comfort and warmth. And if you do that and you just let yourself meditate, I promise you, from some weird divine place, you'll get this emotion of warmth and comfort and connection. It'll come into you. And I choose to believe that we can contact anybody in the world who's ever existed, not just people that we knew. I sometimes meditate with Jesus, Wayne Dyer, like Mother Teresa. It's kind of fun, right? Like I want to talk to Mother Teresa today. Let's sit down and meditate. Meditation is where you actually connect to the divine. So do that for yourself. It's one of the best things you can do in the whole world. Ironically, when you meditate, you're completely alone and it makes you feel the least alone I've ever felt. It's one of the psychological paradoxes, right? I would say spiritual paradoxes. You preaching, it's not even Sunday, Henny. Aren't I good? Right? Because I do. I believe in God, and I believe that everyone should have connection with God, because your life gets so much better when you believe in a presence outside of you that's all loving. You know? I'm not saying religion, by the way. I'm saying God. Like, even Jesus himself didn't want religion to be a set of rules that you have to follow. It was a set of, like, beliefs that led you closer to love. That's all it ever was. So anyways, I think everyone should have that connection, because it's made my life so much more peaceful and loving. And it has put me in a position where, because I believe in God and I believe in spirituality, I sincerely believe that my mission in my business is to help other people before I make any money, that I will make as much money as I ever want. But my mission has to be to help people. And I'm really struggling with that, because it's an act of faith, right? Giving away all my shit for free in order to help people, it's scary, because I've paid $35,000 for the tools that I teach now. And I do it all for free in my workshops and stuff. So I'm not just saying that, but like I'm on a mission right now where I'm really wrestling with God. Like I told God, if I gave my business over to him and worked through him, then I would have faith that it would be okay. And right now I'm literally like, join the community. It's a spiritual based like mission behind it. Thanks, Benny. Benny, you've been here the whole time. Hi. What I'm doing really is a spiritual message. So join in. If you want help with your life, I feel like I'm one of the best people in the world to help you right now. Not only because what I'm offering is for free, because I'm also confident I can help you. I've been life coaching for 3 years. I'm very, very good at what I do. I have very good training. I'm very good at what I do. I'm just naturally good at it. That's why I do this field. So if you want help with your life, please join my community. Show up. Say hi. Get on the free welcome call. I just want to help you. Okay? And I believe that if I keep that mission front and center in my mind, everything's going to work out for me. That's an act of faith. And I want to lead by example, that you can do that for your life too. You can go out with a good mission to serve people and help people, and you can actually go and create the life you want. Thanks for sharing the life. All right. How to join my community? Yes, it's in my bio. Click the first link. It says, hi, join the community. Oh my God. Thanks, Morgan. I appreciate that so much. I'm not just saying that, by the way. Like, I really mean that, guys. I really do want to help you guys. These tools I'm telling you, in 2019, I wanted to not be alive anymore. I was literally sitting alone in my room every night for 6 months, trying to find ways that would be subtle to kill myself. And the reason is because I was believing all these horrible thoughts about my life, and I just didn't have any connection to anything that was loving. And I was trying to find a way to do it in a way that my family wouldn't understand, right? So that they couldn't know that it was on purpose. And I found life coaching, and I had so much resistance to it, because I'm like, no, it's not therapy. I've tried therapy, and it's not therapy. It's bullshit. Like, therapy didn't help. Life coaching won't help. And I just started listening to coaching podcasts, and I started doing it, and it completely changed my life. And I'm like, these tools need to be front and center and standard in people's lives. So that's what I do now. I teach how to manage your thoughts and your emotions so you can create a life that actually feels good, that feels amazing, and feels like you want to wake up in the morning. That's my mission. So that's why I'm here. And unfortunately, a lot of coaches in the industry are very greedy and gross, and they have the spirit of greed, not the spirit of God. So I'm trying to connect and actually create a business that genuinely, if I ever even charge for anything, makes it so much more valuable than I'm ever charging. So that's why I'm here. All right, there's my little soapbox. All right, what if I have a heavy drug addiction? Well, define heavy. What do you mean by heavy? It's very subjective. And what I want to say to you, Brianna, if you're in like a life-altering, like you're in a dangerous spot in your life because of the substances you're doing, I actually think that life coaching isn't the best container for you. I think a more intense method would be helpful. But no matter the method, the problem that you have is solved by learning how to get in your emotions. Right now, the reason why you're using drugs and it's become such a problem is because you have a lot of pain in your life that you don't know how to experience. So you've turned to substances to do that for you. And that's just the foundational holy truth, okay? And there's nothing wrong with you. Right now, the drug is just it's the thing that makes the most sense for you to deal. And that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you an unworthy person. It just makes you a person who's in a lot of pain, who needs help getting out of the pain. And I think I have better tools than drugs that can help you with that. But you've got to make that decision for you first. And I'd say the first thing I'd recommend for you, Brianna, is stop shaming yourself. Stop making yourself feel worse about something that already isn't positive. I got restricted, so I'm going to leave soon because I hate getting restricted. I knew that was going to happen. I shouldn't have talked. Sorry about that. You're welcome, Brianna. Brianna, I really mean this. I think that it would be more appropriate to get clinical work if it's like a heavy drug that's going to be in danger. But I do mean this from the bottom of my heart. Join my community. There's literally no risk for you joining the community and taking the free courses because they're going to help you. I promise you. They can't not help you. They're going to show you the whole picture of why you're doing drugs. Really. I mean that with so much love in my heart. And by the way, again, I don't see you as any less worthy or broken because you're doing drugs. I just see you as somebody who probably doesn't want to deal with some scary emotions. Doesn't make you broken. I don't want to deal with my emotions sometimes either. It's okay. I have tools now that help me, so more often than not. But there's still times where Andrew doesn't want to deal with his emotions. It's not a problem in itself. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. How to quit vaping. Yes, Ash, I have a podcast. It's the number one in the world. It's called the Quit Vaping Podcast. Go check it out. Also, if you want to join my community, I actually teach you the tools in the podcast. I teach them in course format and with workbooks in the community. So that's what I have for you. And I sincerely believe in my heart I'm the best person in the world to help people quit vaping. Like, number one podcast, I've helped tens of thousands of people all over the world with that. So you got back on. Excuse me. Am I getting back on? No, no, I'm not gonna restart. I'm only gonna be on for another 5 minutes or so today, and then I'll get back on tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and then I'm not gonna be on Friday. My brother and I go in the casino. There's a casino in Michigan called the Soaring Eagle. Such a fun casino. It's so fun. It's like a Native American one that, like, everything's just amazing there. It's so fun. They have really high ceilings. It smells good. They have free soda and coffee. So we're gonna go spend the morning there. I haven't been in the casino since April. I go usually about twice a year and just have like a fun little half day. So that's what we're doing after Thanksgiving for Black Friday. So I will not be on Friday, but then I'll be back on Monday. And I need to start making actual posting content. I've been pretty bad about that lately. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. I've been doing a lot of stuff with the free community I have. I've been adding a ton of value there. So sometimes when I'm adding value in one place, I kind of like slack on the other. But yeah. Thanks, Jade. Thanks, Jazz. How do I gain self-confidence? Come into my community. Confidence is something you create by changing the beliefs you have about yourself. It's that simple. It's just not easy. Because the habitual beliefs you have about yourself right now are insecurity beliefs. Now, here's how your brain works, right? Okay, so our brain has two parts. It's the human brain and the animal brain. That's how I think. It's very simple. The animal brain is the one that goes automatic. It's very good at automating things, okay? So when I have a bunch of negative thought patterns about myself that are habitual, that's the animal brain. So the way that I change those is I have to consistently bring awareness to those negative beliefs and question them and change them. This is called thought work. This is what I teach my clients, by the way, and people in my community for free. So what I do is I bring these thoughts in my mind, I start bringing awareness, I start changing them, and then eventually I put in the good thoughts and those become automatic. So although your default is insecurity right now, you can actually change your default thoughts to be thoughts of confidence. My thoughts are there most of the time now. Mine are pretty automated, right? It's a practice though. It's a practice you need to know how to do and learn the skill set, and that's exactly what I teach. So like I will literally give you the actual golden key and show you the tools all for free how to change your thoughts about yourself so that you can show up as a more loving version of yourself. Because if you love yourself more, you love the world more. And if a lot more people love the world more, the world becomes a much better place for everyone. Okay? And we can actually tip the scales one thought at a time towards good instead of evil. And I think that the world right now is going towards an evil place. I mean, you look at Hollywood, right? Hollywood is all about devil worship and horrible songs and doing drugs, and like my vision for the world is completely the opposite. And also, I'm not anti-drug. You can do a drug every once in a while and still have a godlike life. I believe that. But anyways, I'm not polarized is what I'm saying. But I want to help you with that. So anyways, that's how you gain self-confidence. Join my free community. What's up, Roberto? Luna, hey, to stop addiction, one must soon as possible sometimes address present and past humans. Yeah, but that's kind of like mythological sounding, right? It's like spiritual. Like if you want to stop addiction, you have to be able to understand the thoughts and the emotions right now that you don't want to understand that are keeping you addiction. That's it. Uncomfortable thoughts, uncomfortable emotions, we got to dive in those. The best way out of addiction is through addiction, right? Understanding what we're trying to escape that's created addiction. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. Okay? The feelings wheel. Yes, I actually have a course. It's in my foundational course. And I teach you about your thoughts, your emotions, everything. And in the workbook, there's a feelings wheel attached. So go check it out. It's literally great, right? Most people don't have any problems in their life. They just don't know what they're thinking and feeling. And it's manifesting results they don't want, right? That's it. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. Seriously, you guys, if you haven't joined yet, join my community. Join my community. I want you in there. I'm not just saying that. Join my community, okay? By the end of next year, I want to have a couple thousand people in there getting value every single day because they're just a part of the community because I become the kind of person who wants to give value to you guys, okay? So thanks for being here. You know the saying, right? It's from The Help. You is kind, you is smart, you is important. You is important, you is smart, you is kind. You is smart, you is kind, you is important. All right. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. The formula is simple, doing it's hard. I agree, Roberto. But that's why I teach the stuff I do. That's why I'm offering so much information and resources to help you guys learn how to do this. And eventually, when I offer one-on-one coaching, at some point I will, I'm going to make it extremely affordable and accessible so you can get in there and have access to coaching all the time. That's going to help you change your mindset around your life so you can create a better life. Truly. okay? But as of right now, I'm offering so much in the free community, so go check it out, all right? You gave 30 days notice to a job with another one. Good. Sometimes you have to kill the thing that's not serving you to allow the new vibration in. Sometimes the best thing you can do is let go of something that no longer serves you so that you can actually make space for something to come in that does serve you. So I think it's a beautiful thing that you let go of your job before you find another one. Because the job that you found when you had the other job would be totally different than the one you're going to allow now that you don't have any more of the mindset drama about the current job. It's a really good thing. The community is in the link in my bio. Go ahead, go click it. You just put in your name, I think your email, and then say, I want to join, and then you join. So that's it. All right, thanks, guys. When I have to change in my life happen, I lose motivation. Laura, you need a clear vision for your future, Laura. Try to figure out like a 10 to 15 year plan. Just like not super in detail, but like what would you want if you could have anything in 10 years? And use that vision to keep yourself motivated. Thanks, bye guys.